Hello and welcome to my stamp studio. My name is Beth Maxwell and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today we are going to work on a card using the scraps from your Sweet Talk Designer Series paper, your Sweet Conversations stamp set, and we'll be throwing in a little extra couple of things too. So here we go. I had a whole bunch of extra Designer Series paper left over from some classes I was creating, and I wanted to figure out what I could do with my small little scraps. So I have a little baggie here of all these small little scraps, and I was wondering what could I possibly make with that? What kind of card could I do? And I received a swap in the mail from another demonstrator, Rhea Hughes, and she came up with a great idea on a way to use up your scraps. So we're going to be using our Sweet Conversations stamp set. We'll be using the coordinating dies as well as the gingham embossing folder. And I'm just getting my dies out because I had forgotten to bring them over. Okay, I misplaced my dies, so I'll just show you in the catalog what they look like. So in our July to January mini catalog, we have this awesome bundle called the Sweet Conversation Bundle. So it has this stamp set right here and the coordinating dies, which you can see right down here. Unfortunately, I misplaced my dies. So let me see what I have cut in here. Because I did cut out a lot of pieces already. So I have these little envelopes here. I have these hearts. Now, when they cut out the hearts, you have all these little tiny hearts that are in there. So it cuts out all those hearts at the same time. So there's a whole bunch of different pieces. There's different size hearts that you can cut out, and it works really well for the Designer Series paper as to cut out the die cuts from there. But I had so much leftover paper, I wasn't sure where to go and what to do next. So what I did, I also pulled in our gingham embossing folder. So you can get that as an entire suite of products. So you can see it right here on page 8. So here's some different cards you can make. Here are all the different pieces in that die set. There's a lot of pieces, so I don't know how I could have lost my folder. I just probably put it somewhere. And this is the gingham embossing folder. So you can get this whole suite. If you don't have a demonstrator or don't have a catalog and would like one, please reach out to me and let me know. I'd love to earn your business. And let's get going on this first card here. Again, this was all about using scraps of paper. And what I have is, I'll move this all aside. I have a piece of Highland Heather cardstock. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Real Red, measured at 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of Basic White that I'm going to be using for a scrap. I have a piece of Highland Heather, again, measured at 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then I have 3 strips of Designer Series paper that were scraps. Each one is 1 inch wide by 3 inches tall. So it's going to be centered right on here, just like that. Oh, this is actually for the inside of my card. So this is 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through the embossing machine, and instead of bringing my embossing machine out, I've already done that. So this is using that gingham folder, so you can see this fun pattern on there. And we're going to get to assembling this card, and let's see right here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to adhere this right to the card front. I'm just going to go ahead and use my liquid glue here. I'm just going to make sure I get enough on there to get in all those little indented spots here so that it really sticks to my card front. I like to lay open my card front so I can actually put that on there and get it centered. All right. Next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to tie a bow around that. So I'm going to use the red faux linen ribbon, and I just had it. All right, so here is our faux linen ribbon, and I'm just going to simply tie a bow right around the front here. I actually might just tie a knot. We'll see. We'll see if I'm bow challenged or not. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. getting additional subscribers and viewers really help me be able to purchase more products so that I can bring you more videos. And the more subscribers I have, the more my videos get promoted. So I would appreciate if you would subscribe. Let me know if you liked this video, if you found it helpful, or you're looking for something else. And go ahead and click on that little notify bell. And that notify bell will notify you when you're logged into YouTube that I have a new video. So let's go ahead and we'll get that bow tied there. There we go. I wanted a nice little bow. So here we go. I'm just going to make that other side just a little smaller. There we go. Just give it a tug here. There we go. Just like that. And now I'm just going to give it a good snip here. All right. So we have our front. And I'm just going to slide this down and over just a little bit. Okay, the next piece is I've got my 3 1/4 by 3 3/4 Highland Heather. I'm going to go ahead and adhere my 1 inch by 3 inch strips of designer series paper on it. And I'm going to start with the one side first. So that I can get it lined up. So I'm trying to keep my top and side the same distance apart. So I'll press that one down. I'll go ahead and do my other side. If you like this card, you can join me every Thursday on Facebook. I do a live at 6:45 p.m. Central Time. And I do multiple cards in that live. This is actually one of the cards that we did during the live, and I am just repeating it so I can load it up to YouTube for you. All right, so now we're just going to slide that right on there. And I'm just going to take my liquid glue again. You can use seal, you can use dimensionals to pop this up if you'd like. I'm just going to slide that in right there. Now that I have that in place where I want, I'm going to put a little glue dot behind my bow to keep it in place. So to do that, I'm just going to pick it up with my, my snips here, just like that, and then just tuck it right behind and press. There we go. So now that's got my bow right in place. Okay, next step, we're going to just embellish this a little bit, and I'm going to take a piece of scrap white cardstock here, and I'm going to grab a punch, and the punch that I'm using is where'd it go? The story label punch. I just need to find out where I put it down. It's right in front of me. So here's our story label punch. And I'm going to go ahead and punch out this shape ahead of time, and then I'll stamp on it. So here is my punch, like that. And I'm going to bring in my paper pierce mat and my stamp set, because I'm going to stamp Happy to Have You in My Life. And it's right here. So I have all those pieces already die cut. We're going to use a couple of those. I'll move this off to the side so I can get this stamped. I'm going to stamp this with real red. I feel using basic black, or the Memento black, would be too bold, so I just want to have the real red. All right. And I'll bring this back in. And I'm just going to go ahead and pop that up on dimensionals and add it to the front there. And when you get to the last little bit of your dimensional page, just go ahead and peel some off and use them. You can use every piece on that sheet. Good. So go ahead and put that right there. And then to just add a little bit, I'm going to bring in some of those small hearts that I've cut from that die cut, those dies. And we'll grab this purple one in. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of plan them where I want to put them. I like that one there. I'll put one here. And think I'm going to have a different color. I'm going to grab in another coordinating color, and we'll put one over right over here somewhere. Maybe over here. Just got to figure out where I want to go. There we go. We're just going to add those as our embellishments. So I'll go ahead and bring in my liquid glue. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up with my Take-A-Pick tool. It's so easy to pick up those tiny little pieces with your Take-A-Pick tool. I'll put my glue down, and then I can just drop that right on top of the glue. Same with this piece. Oops, no, that's a little bit too much glue. I had a little bit, kind of got stuck there because I let this dry. Kind of let that sitting out while I was going through things. So let me just pick up some of this glue here. Okay, that's not working well. All right, so when I put this heart down, I just need to be very careful that I don't press down too hard. I don't want that glue scooting out from underneath. And now we'll get this last one. And we'll put this one right there. There we go. So quick and easy card. We can go ahead and stamp the inside of our card now. And I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab the Highland Heather stamp pad. And I am just going to stamp these little hearts right across the bottom. So let's grab this, pick this up just like that. I just want to make sure that's nice and straight. Okay. And we'll bring in a scrap piece of paper to put over the top of this. I always have a little scrap handy. And I'm just going to start in the middle here. Oh, that wasn't very straight. So let me try again. Kind of hard to see when I'm upside down. I mean, not upside down, but not right. My head's not right over the project. So sometimes you don't get it lined up just exactly where I want. But that looks about good. All right. So there we go. That's that. And now I can come back in with the Happy Valentines. Put this one away right here. And this cute little Happy Valentine's phrase. So we'll go ahead and put that down. A lot of times what I'll do is I will take another block and I'll just do it diagonally and stamp Happy Valentine's Day towards the top there. And now I can go ahead and adhere that right inside. Grab my liquid glue again. I tend to use liquid glue more frequently just because it's super fast to grab and it holds really well. All right. Okay, so that's the first card. Just like that. Let me show you the one that we did in our Facebook Live. And it looks like this. So very similar, just swapped out the directions of the scraps and added some of the hearts from the dies. And then I have a third one here, and we'll go ahead and put that one together. This one I'm going to change just a little bit because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use our Driving By stamp set, and I'm going to put this little car right on the front. So let's go ahead, and actually it might be fun to put the little VW here, the little love bug. So I think we'll use that one. So let's go ahead. Same thing here. We have our 3 pieces. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So let's get those adhered on. I ran the I don't remember if that was the Blushing Bride through the embossing folder. So we have it already embossed for us. I wanted to do this one pretty quick because I wanted to show you just a little bit of the blending technique and our new celebration set. So that is the Driving By celebration set, and you can earn that free when you purchase $50 in my online store. I'll have the links to all the products listed below in the description. I'll also have a link to my website so you can go and see other projects made and check out my specials. I also have an email subscription list, so if you're interested in that, please subscribe to my email. You'll be notified of when I have classes and events and just all sorts of fun stuff. And if you're on Facebook, join my Facebook group. It's called My Stamp Studio is the page, and My Stamp Studio group is the Facebook group. There's a lot of people out there that post things, that share things, and it's just a nice community to have of fellow crafters. So go ahead and put this on. And I'm going to put it off to this side this time. All right. Now let's get stamping our little card here. So I'm just going to grab this. And yep, it has the presents on there, but I'm not going to worry about those. I'm going to cut those right off. But the first thing we'll have to do is stamp it in Memento Black. Okay, so let me just bring this down. We'll go ahead and use our Memento Black. And I'm not really worried about if the presents get stamped. I really just want to make sure that card is stamped up really well. We'll go ahead and put this right down there. All right, and we'll give that a moment to dry. So we'll just cover up the stamp pad and move that out of the way. Move our box out of the way. And clean this. I do have a couple cards to show you also with using this Driving By stamp set that are really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my scrap paper in here, and I have my light and dark real red. And I'm going to start with my dark here. And I'm just going to use the chisel tip here. And I'm going to go around, I think we're going to go around right here. I'll have to bring in my smoky slate to do my tires in. And now I'm just going to go right around kind of all the lines there. Just like that. And I think we'll do engine cover back there. All right, now I'm going to take my light real red and I'm just going to start pulling in that darker color into the other areas. And then I'll fill it in. It gives it just a little bit more dimension, adding the other, a lighter and darker color. So it's pretty easy to use these. They are alcohol based, so you do need to use a Memento pad when you're doing it. All right, and let's go ahead and bring in our slate so we can get that all colored. All right, here we go. Here's our smoky slate. And I want to use the light one here to do my little bumpers. And I'm going to do the inside here. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, we'll take our dark smoky slate. You could also use your black. And I'm just going to get the rest of the tire in here. Now these do bleed just a little bit. Usually if you use your thick basic white or your shimmery, it doesn't bleed as much. But if you're using regular cardstock, they definitely will bleed. So you just got to be careful when you're coloring that in. And now I'm going to take my white chalk marker here, and I'm just going to fill in a little hubcap. Okay, so we've got that all colored and done. And now we're just going to go ahead and trim this out real quick. I like to trim that excess paper off. It just makes it easier to cut this out. Now I could have taken the color lifter to get some of those areas where it bled over the line, but I'm just going to cut it out. There is one other color that I do want to bring in. I am going to bring in Pool Party. And the reason I do that is I'm going to color the windows just a little bit. I'm going to use a light Pool Party to color those windows. If you haven't used blends before, I really would encourage you to get a set. Every set comes with a light and a dark. Pick your favorite color and just play around with them. They're a lot of fun to use. They're very addictive, just let me tell you. And once you start using them, you are going to fall in love with them. The best part about it doesn't leave like streaks like from a marker. So you don't have the streakiness going on. All right, I just need the Pool Party and we can finish up our little vehicle here. So I'm pulling in the light Pool Party. So the three colors I used were Real Red, Smoky Slate, and Pool Party. This is light, right? Yep. So I'm just coloring in these windows to give it a little bit of a tint so it looks like the sky in the background. And now let's bring in our card again. So here we have our card right here, and I'm going to grab my bone folder. This isn't pressed really well. There we go. Okay. I'm going to bring in this time a circle punch instead of using that one there. Pull in about a 2.5, 2 1/4 inch circle punch. You could use your circle dies as well. And I'm going to put that right there. And now I want to add Happy Valentine's to this one. So now I know that Happy Valentine's is not going to fit all the way across. So I'm going to show you a quick little tip that you can do. I'm going to use this larger block here. And I'm going to pull in the... Oh, I'll just show you with tape then. I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape. And I'm just going to tape over where it says Valentine's there. So I can do this. I'm going to grab my circle here. Oh, well, I didn't punch it out very good, did I? All right, we'll just use that as the bottom. I'm going to stamp Happy. Get that all inked up. I'm going to pull off my tape. I'm going to keep my tape handy because I'm going to use it again. So I'm going to do Happy right at the top. And now I can see Valentine's Day will fit really nicely in there. So I'm going to clean my stamp off and I'm going to cover Happy this time. And I'll ink my stamp back up. I'm going to peel that tape off again. Let's make sure that got inked. Okay, this time I'll just throw it away. And now I can stamp Valentine's Day right underneath that. And it wasn't real straight, but that's all right. We'll deal with that, right? Okay, so we've got Happy Valentine's Day. And we'll grab a couple of these little hearts. I'm going to put that right, since I have a little straight edge right there, I'm going to put that right there. And I tilted my circle a little bit, so that's okay because I have that kind of crooked so no one will notice. And I'm going to throw some of these little hearts on here. And do I have another one handy? See, I just need one more red heart and we'll be done with this card. We'll add a little bit of twine to it instead of the bow again. Here we go. Grab another red heart. Okay, let's grab our twine. So I am just going to grab some white baker's twine. And you can get that in the Essentials pack. And the Baker's Twine Essential pack comes with 5 different colors. So that's pretty awesome. That way you have a different color for whatever you need. So I've just got a nice long piece here. And we'll just go ahead and double it up. Now, this is before I'm putting anything on, so because I want to make sure that I've got it all where I want. Tie my bow in there. All right. Now, one thing with baker's twine and linen thread, it is narrow, it is thin, so I do like to tie a knot so I know that I'm getting it nice and tight. And I did double this up just to give me a little more volume on there. There we go. Just need to trim that loop there. And I can pull these so I have whatever size bow I want. I like to make my bows different sizes. Here we go. And we'll give it a nice little tug here. Okay. And we have our strings just hanging all over, which is fine. Move this to where you want it to be. And let's go ahead and get this back on there. All right, so I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. And again, I'm just using my leftover dimensionals here. So layer that flat edge right there. And I think I want this up on dimensionals as well, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a strip here. Just like that. And I may want to grab one other little piece there, just to make sure that the card doesn't crush. All right. I'll put that right there. I think we'll have a heart right down here. So I'm going to go ahead and dot again with my liquid glue. Pick my heart up with my Take a Pick tool. Okay. Dot with my liquid glue. Same steps I did on the other card. This is just a little different, but still the same concept, using our scraps and getting the most out of our designer series paper. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you stopping in. Let me know how you like this video. Go ahead and leave a comment. And please subscribe to my channel. Share this with your friends and family. And come back for more videos later on. Thank you.